Unlike many celebrities whose careers were overshadowed by legal troubles or professional scandals, Mark Gill remained largely free from major controversies throughout his nearly 4 decades in Philippine entertainment. Instead, the few public issues associated with his name revolved around his unconventional family life and his unwavering devotion to his children. One of the most talked about aspects of his personal life was the fact that he had children with 4 different women. The Philippine entertainment press frequently scrutinized his romantic history, portraying it as controversial because of his blended family. However, those closest to him painted a very different picture. His eldest son, Gabby Eigenmann, publicly defended his father against accusations of being a womanizer, explaining that Mark simply loved one woman at a time and worked hard to ensure all of his children treated one another as true siblings, despite having different mothers. Rather than allowing the media to create conflict, he maintained respectful relationships with his former partners, resulting in an unusually close-knit blended family. Another widely discussed chapter of his life was becoming a father at only 16 years old. During the late 1970s, conservative Filipino society viewed teenage parenthood as scandalous, and the news attracted considerable attention. Instead of abandoning his responsibilities, Mark embraced fatherhood and remained actively involved in raising his children, transforming what many considered a public embarrassment into a lifelong example of commitment and responsibility. In 2011, Mark once again found himself in the spotlight when his daughter, Andi Eigenmann, became the center of a highly publicized controversy surrounding her unexpected pregnancy and the identity of her baby's father. Protective of his daughter, Mark openly criticized her former boyfriend during media interviews, calling him pathetic, while fiercely defending Andi from public criticism. His willingness to confront the issue head-on demonstrated his role as a devoted father who was prepared to shoulder media attention in order to protect his family. The final controversy surrounding Mark Gill emerged only after his death in 2014. For months, rumors circulated about his declining health, yet his family consistently denied reports that he was seriously ill. Shortly after his passing, his brother, Michael de Mesa, explained that concealing the illness had been Mark's personal request. He wanted to spend his remaining months peacefully, without attracting sympathy or becoming the subject of constant media speculation. The family apologized to the public for withholding the truth, explaining they had simply honored his wishes. Despite these moments of public attention, Mark Gill's reputation within the entertainment industry remained one of professionalism, discipline, and exceptional talent. Born Raphael John Gill Eigenmann on September 25, 1961, Mark Gill was one of the Philippines' most respected and versatile actors. Over a career spanning nearly 40 years, he became famous for portraying unforgettable villains in action films while also earning acclaim for his dramatic performances in both film and television. His commanding screen presence and remarkable range established him as one of Philippine cinema's finest actors. Mark belonged to the renowned Eigenmann entertainment family. He was the son of veteran actors Eddie Mesa and Rosemary Gill, and the brother of Michael de Mesa and the late Cherie Gill. Growing up in Manila, he was immersed in the world of acting from childhood. Although little is publicly known about his formal education, his early exposure to the entertainment industry shaped his future long before he could pursue a traditional college education. By the time he became a teenage father, acting had already become the center of his life. He entered show business during the late 1970s, adopting the screen name Mark Gill, inspired by his mother's surname, to establish himself in the industry. His early appearances included supporting roles in Danny Zialcita's Katas ng Langgis, 1976, and Ishmael Bernal's Salawahan, 1979, where he worked alongside some of the country's most respected filmmakers. His breakthrough arrived in 1982 with Mike de Leon's acclaimed film Batch 81. Cast as Sid Lucero, a university student subjected to the brutal rituals of fraternity hazing, Mark delivered a powerful performance that established him as one of Philippine cinema's brightest young stars. The role became so iconic that years later, his son Timothy adopted Sid Lucero as his own professional screen name. As Philippine cinema entered the action film boom of the late 1980s and 1990s, Mark reinvented himself as one of the industry's most formidable villains. Audiences admired his ability to portray intelligent, ruthless, and psychologically complex antagonists. His memorable performances in films such as Zuma, 1985, Agaw Armas, 1986, and the Elsa Santos Castillo story, The Chop Chop Lady, 1994, cemented his reputation as one of the country's greatest screen villains. During the 2000s, Mark expanded his career by embracing independent cinema while continuing to dominate television dramas. He appeared in critically acclaimed films such as Magnifico, 2003, and Dansol, 2006, becoming a mentor and collaborator to younger filmmakers. At the same time, he established himself as a dependable patriarch and dramatic antagonist in popular television series. His final television role came in the successful ABS-CBN drama The Legal Wife, 2014, which became his last major screen appearance before his death. Throughout his career, Mark received widespread critical recognition, earning 4 major acting awards and 14 nominations. In 1983, he won the Gawad Urian Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in Palipat Lipat, Papalit Palit. He later received the prestigious FAMAS Award for Best Supporting Actor in 2004 for his touching portrayal in Magnifico. His role as a troubled tabloid reporter in Rotunda earned him the coveted Gawad Urian Award for Best Actor in 2007, while his lead performance in Alone won Best Actor at the 2008 Cinema One Originals Digital Film Festival. He also received numerous nominations throughout his career, including Gawad Urian nominations for Batch 81, Filipino Story, and Amok, as well as multiple FAMAS nominations and recognition from the Young Critics Circle. One of the most memorable milestones of his career occurred in 2007 when he and his son Sid Lucero competed against each other for the Gawad Urian Best Actor Award. It was a historic father and son moment in Philippine cinema, with Mark ultimately taking home the award while proudly sharing the spotlight with his son. His contribution to Philippine cinema also extended internationally through Dansol 2006, which was selected as the Philippines' official submission for the Best Foreign Language Film category at the 80th Academy Awards ceremony. Beyond acting, Mark's greatest source of pride was his family. He became the father of 6 children through 4 significant relationships. His first long-term relationship was commercial model and actress Irene Celebra, with whom he had 2 children, Gabby Eigenmann and Catherine Ira Eigenmann. He later married former beauty queen Bing Pimentel, and together they welcomed Timothy, now known professionally as Sid Lucero, and Maxine Eve, better known as Max Eigenmann. Following that marriage, Mark entered a 5-year relationship with acclaimed actress Jacqueline Jose after they met on a film set in 1988. Their daughter, Andi Eigenmann, would later become a successful actress and social media personality. In 1996, he married Maricar Jacinto, who was not part of the entertainment industry. Their marriage lasted 18 years until his passing in 2014, and together they had 1 daughter, Stephanie Stevie Eigenmann. Although his family structure was unconventional, his children have consistently described him as a loving father who ensured they remained united despite their different mothers. This close bond became one of his greatest personal achievements. There is no verified public record of Mark Gill's exact net worth at the time of his death, as figures published online remain speculative. His family has repeatedly emphasized that he never focused on accumulating material wealth. Instead, they believe his greatest inheritance was the legacy he left behind. His eldest son, Gabby Eigenmann, once explained that his father did not leave behind impressive estates or valuable properties, saying the greatest thing he inherited was his father's legacy. Likewise, Andy Eigenman reflected that her father gave her something more meaningful than money or possessions, a family of loving siblings rather than material wealth. Rather than real estate or financial assets, Mark's true legacy lives on through his remarkable body of work and the successful acting careers of his children, including Gabby Eigenman, Sid Lucero, Max Eigenman, and Andy Eigenman, all of whom continue to honor the Eigenman name in Philippine entertainment. In June 2014, Mark was diagnosed with terminal liver cancer, which resulted in liver cirrhosis. Determined to spend his remaining days away from public attention, he requested that his family keep his illness private. They honored his wishes, allowing him to live his final months peacefully, surrounded by loved ones instead of media scrutiny. On September 1, 2014, just weeks before his 53rd birthday, Mark Gill passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 52. Although his life ended far too soon, his extraordinary performances, enduring influence on Philippine cinema, and the close-knit family he nurtured remain lasting reminders of one of the country's most gifted actors.